Today is July 22nd, 2025. This is just a quick setup on essentially how the API number one, which is a send calendar invite endpoint we've built, works in a upcoming landing page. The quick setup is we have an AWS calendar invite server. That is a piece of apparatus we have built in software on AWS stack. This stack talks to an app called the calendarsnack.com app. This app is building out on-the-fly upcoming event web pages, as you see here, and I'm going to show you the interface here in a second. What happens when someone puts their email address here on the top, someone like Zach at techvader.com, he clicks a button, and he clicks two buttons in this particular screenshot demo, and he sent out calendar invites, which we track. That happens because we have an embeddable send calendar invite endpoint embedded into these web pages, and what we do is summon the UID for that particular event out of DynamoDB, and then run a Lambda routine on it and use the raw API from AWS to actually assemble these calendar invites on the fly. It is our intellectual property in which we have several thousand hours we've been working on over numerous years as a part-time project, and now it's ready for prime time. And the concept here is calendar invite web embed sending, and that's the quick setup. So let me just jump into the demo. This demo here is for the MLB data set I've been going through. You can see all this data that's loaded. There's actually a couple thousand games in here in all events. If I go here, you'll see that there's a whole bunch of game data here. I'm not going to get into that. What I'm going to show you is this really cool thing a gentleman by the name of Arnie built for us, and Arnie continues to work on the front end. He's the mastermind behind how all this is put together on the fly. I'm going to paint the upcoming web page. Again, this is a demo piece of technology that we include in the AWS calendar invite if you are to buy the server, the AWS calendar invite server. And what I'm going to do is just click open a window. You're going to see what happens here. We're actually grabbing the data out of the S3 bucket, and we're visualizing it using our APIs. We have 9 APIs that we have, and you'll see here that if I put my email address in here, my test email address, and I open up the box over here, I'm just going to go ahead and click a couple calendar invite buttons here, and you'll see here to the right that the inbox here for Zach will light up with a couple calendar invites. So this is the basis of our technology. You'll see it over here quickly. I'll just refresh the screen. Since I just logged in this morning, there they are there. They're the two calendar invites. The importance of this is that we actually track this data on the back end. So if Zach was, in this demo, clicking and saying I might or might not go to the events, we actually collect that data on the back end in a reporting engine right here under Get Reports. So this data is available live. If I was to go in the 22nd, you'll see that the game data is here for the particular July 22nd game, and then in particular I sent out a calendar invitation off a embedded web page that Zach put his email address in and said he wanted to go to the game. All that data is right here. So getting back to the generator though, which is this crazy thing that Arnie built, here's the next event page. So I'm going to paint it a color, red. I'm going to include all these particular decorators. These decorators light up the page with all the components of the calendar invitation that we disassembled in DynamoDB, and they're available to be rendered in something like this. So again, if someone like Zach shows up and wants to send out calendar invites through the shareable URL, which is an S3 bucket with all the upcoming events for this particular organizer. I'm just going to go down here to the 22nd, click a couple more buttons, and you'll see that Zach will get a couple more games here off the embedded landing page here. And again, there's two more that just showed up. Thanks for stopping by. That's the end of the demo.